All right, so we got a whole lot to cover in today's video. We are going over NBA 2K26 gameplay in play now. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to be showcasing a whole bunch of different players. We're going to go over new go-to shot animation, post go-to shots. We got some new animations for older players, which include Carmelo Anthony and Hakeem Olajuwon, as you can see right here, and so many more. And some of these might actually be broken on NBA 2K26. And we're going to talk about the gameplay changes made from 25 to 26 in this video as well. But we're going to start things off with the player that I thought was the best player on 2K26, and that is Kevin Durant. And we are going to showcase a bunch of different players in this video. We're going to showcase a bunch of new dribble mechanics, shooting mechanics, so we have a lot to go over in today's video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you want to see more community day content. Right now, we're just starting with some easy catch and shoots. We're doing no dip shots, going into regular catch and shoots, and now that sequence that you just saw right there is Kevin Durant's new signature go-to shot out of a face-up, and now we're getting to his post go-to shots. These you do by holding just straight up on the right stick, and there are a lot of different animations that you get, whether you're in a live dribble, whether you're not in a live dribble, whether you're facing up, whether you're posting up. There's a lot of different signature go-to shots in the post, out of the post that you can use, and you can cancel all of these, so you can combine these with your regular dribble moves. Here is his signature go-to shot out of a face-up once again. Now we're gonna get to a little bit more movement. Now you can do his one dribble pull-up just like you could on 2K25. Here is his hop jumpers. They're very similar, but the new thing that you could do this year, and this is what I've been labbing a lot, is you can lab explosive behind the backs, which are back this year. They're way better. You can lab the explosive behind the backs out of dribble moves, out of shot cancels, and they're way more effective in my opinion. Now, a lot of Kevin Durant's sigs did get reworked. His signature size up is different. His escape package is different. So when you play on KD, it's going to feel way different than it did on 2K25. And KD on 25 was actually really nice, and it feels like from what I played and who I talked to, everybody feels like Kevin Durant was like the best player at 2K26 community day. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I am not the greatest when it comes to dribbling. I'm usually not good at learning things on my own when it comes to this stuff, but the size up retreats are back in the game. You just gotta hold back on the left stick and flick up on the right stick. You can get these retreat dribble animations. Koza actually taught me this. I was sitting right next to him, so, you know, shout out to him. But the one thing that I did learn are these explosive moving behind the backs, which you can do by basically flicking the right stick towards your ball hand and then quickly down diagonal the opposite way. And you can get these super explosive behind the backs. Now, those are tied to your ball handle rating, so you will need an 85 ball handle to get those explosive behind the back animations that I'm doing. That's one more right there. But yeah, so those are really good, and overall it just feels like the downhill dribbling, the slashing style of dribbling is way better this year. So now let's actually get to some play now gameplay. A little bit of pick and roll with KD as the ball handler, get downhill, dunk very easily. Now I did play and play now after I labbed up in the Learn 2K, so I was able to kind of figure the game out a little bit better. So the clips you're going to see here in play now are definitely going to be solid. This was nice right here. It's KD standstill hop jumper canceled into an explosive behind the back, which I think is going to be really nice. It ended up stunning the defender. We got a free bucket. Now this next clip right here is going to be a contested layup. It's going to be an and one that I ended up timing. It's going to be green, which is really nice to see green in contested layups. But big thing that I do want to mention while this is playing out, the game definitely does feel faster. I don't know if it necessarily shows 100% with my gameplay, but overall the game speed from everybody that I talked to, it felt way more than just a 10% boost to game speed. It felt really good, way faster, way more responsive than anything we played on NBA 2K25. That once again was Kevin Durant's go-to shot out of the post, and right here, this is probably the best clip I got on KD. We ankle break Franz Wagner a little bit, then we hit him with the behind the back, get to the lane, get an easy layup. Overall, again, Kevin Durant was by far the best player I used on NBA 2K26 at community day, and might have been the best player I've ever played on a 2K, just period. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this gameplay so far. We're gonna move on to our next player, which is Victor Wembanyama. Now we'll talk about Wemby a lot more in the coming days, especially once we get to the embargo list for the My Player Builder, but we're gonna play with Wemby a little bit today. This is actually his signature hop jumper package. He actually got one this year. A lot of the Wemby animations just didn't feel that great in my opinion. I think overall his dribble moves are not that great. His jump shot got a bit of a rework. I think his jump shot is not that bad. But now let's move on to the play now gameplay. We're gonna be playing a little bit as like a point guard on Wemby, and then we'll use him as a screen and roller at some points in this gameplay as well. Right now we're gonna have him set the screen. He's gonna roll here, try and catch the lob. The lob doesn't get there. He catches it, but he dunks right over Daniel Gafford, which was kind of impressive. That was just an X button dunk. I didn't even try to do the standing dunk meter there, but just being able to finish over him like that with just a 90 standing dunk, I think Wemby has on a 7-4, kind kind of scary. Right here, we're going to green the rebound. Again, didn't play a whole lot of play now, so that was the only green rebound I got the entire time. Take it coast to coast, and we're going to lay it up over Kyrie Irving. Free bucket on Webby. That was my best bucket on Webby for sure. Now, again, we're testing out some of his signature animations, and again, we're going to get to his hop jumper right here, and I don't know if I like it. I don't think his hop jumper is that great. Does it look like something he does? Sure, but it just looks really slow. But that lob right there, that was really nice. Now, the good thing with Wemby is that although at the end of the day, he is getting these slower go-to shot animations, hop jumper animations, he's 7'4". A lot of the shots he's just going to take are going to be open anyways because there's nobody that can actually properly contest this dude. But now we're moving away from the bigs. We're moving on to Carmelo Anthony, one of the cover athletes. We're taking some shots with him right now. This is just his regular jump shot. The base feels pretty much the same, but his releases feel a little bit different. We're shooting some no dip catch and shoot threes right here. And you can see we're getting these shots off really quick with the no dip. Now we're going to get to Carmelo's face up game. We're going to do a side step right here. I think that's actually a pro hop jumper package. I don't think that's his, but this is his signature go-to shot out of the face up. I don't think his signature go-to shot is that great. And you guys can let me know in the comments down below if this is something that Carmelo does. Now these are his signature go-to shots with his left hand and then a signature go-to shot off of his right hand. It still makes him go back to the left for that pull-up. I don't know if that's something that Carmelo does, but now we're going to get into his post go-to shots, which are actually really, really nice. Now again, your post go-to shots will vary. If you're in a live dribble versus when you're not in a live dribble, you'll get different animations. Right here, this is probably my favorite one with Carmelo. That was really nice. Now Carmelo still has Kobe's escape. I don't know which behind the back he has, but overall, dribbling wise, he feels good. You can burst off his moves cleanly. Triple threat is still good. His post-ups are really good. He's got some new unique animations, which are nice. I don't know if he has his own signature post fade. This might just be pro post fade, which is what he had last year. But overall, Carmelo felt really good on NBA 2K26. And now we move on to Dirk Nowitzki, okay? We're going to go with a lot of older players in this video because they actually got signature go-to shots out of the post. And I was actually surprised that they did. Again, we saw Carmelo got his own signature go-tos. Dirk Nowitzki has his own post go-to shot we'll get to in just a moment. Hakeem Olajuwon got his own. Yao Ming has one that we will talk about later in this video. And overall, very exciting stuff. This is me shooting catch and shoot threes with Dirk Nowitzki. These are all no dip catch and shoot threes towards the back half of this. And you can get shots off pretty quickly, even with Dirk, which is kind of crazy. Dirk's shot is slow, but these shots are not slow with a no dip. Now, Dirk's animations did not get changed that much. His fade, his hop shot are pretty much the same, but we're going to get to the go-to shot out of the post right here. It's a shot fake, and then he fades back again. It's different from one hand to the other, so here is it going back the other way. It's just a little shot fake, and then he just fades back off the one leg. I think it's cool. I don't know how effective it'll be, and that's how I feel with a lot of these post go-to shots. They're cool, nice additions to the game. Allows you to do some different things out of the post that you probably couldn't have done previously, and a lot of them are cancelable, so it's not like you're forced to play out the entire animation and you can get creative with how you use them. But will they be meta? Probably not. Now, as you can see, I've been rhythm shooting a lot in this section of the video, and you just saw that I made a late timing but still greened the tempo and it went in. And we're going to talk about rhythm shooting. This is actually one of my concerns about NBA 2K26, but I don't want them to fix this just yet because I want to see what happens when more people play the game and they get their hands on it. The whole point of rhythm shooting in this year's game is that when you intentionally or unintentionally mistime your timing, you could still just green the shot by making your tempo. The tempo is realistically the only thing that matters, but the way that it's supposed to be designed is that when you perfectly time the timing, it boosts your make rate for the tempo. But if you mistime your timing, it should make it harder for you to make the tempo shot. And from my play testing and from what I've seen from other people, it really wasn't that hard to green the tempo, even if you very poorly mistime the timing. I don't know if that's how it's going to be on launch. I don't know if that made sense 100% as the way I described it, but that's the problem with rhythm shooting in my opinion right now. It is still way too easy to get the tempo right when you severely mistime the timing. Now, I know you guys have already seen it in this video. We're going to cover it very quickly. Hakeem Olajuwon does have some new animations, which includes his signature post go-to shot. I think this is a great thing to add. We would love to see these for older players, so I'm glad that they have been added into the game. This was something that I was asking for going into 26, is hopefully we can get some better animations for some of these older players, and we definitely got some with that in this year's game. Being able to do this signature go-to shot, it's cool. Don't know how effective it's going to be, but but it definitely looks like something Hakeem would do, so I thought that was cool. Now we have 3 more things we're gonna go over really quickly. We got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Floaters, really good in this year's game. They're gonna be really good once again. Custom layup styles help with that as well. Reminds me of 24. Probably won't be as broken, but layups do remind me of 2K24. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of 2K26 just reminds me of a more refined version of 2K24, if that makes sense. It feels like there's a lot of things that were in 2K25 where we said, all right, that's gotta go. We're not going to keep that in the game. This really feels like the next step from 24 in a new, different game. The dribbling is a lot better than it was on 25. The shooting feels a lot better. I was able to make consistent shots over and over and over again without randomly missing, even though I knew I timed the shot properly. So yeah, really interesting stuff. But now let's talk about Yao Ming, okay? Yao Ming, 7'5", 7'6", I don't know. This is a signature post go-to shot. Now, it is not his signature post go-to shot. This is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's signature post go-to shot. But I'm a little concerned about this one because when you do it from a distance, you could do hook shots from the three-point line. And I just don't know. You could see why I'm concerned, okay? But now that's pretty much all I have to share in today's video. That's pretty much all I can really share today. Tomorrow's gonna be the My Player Builder. That is what I focused on a whole lot more. And you're going to understand why I don't have a whole lot of play now footage once you see the My Player footage tomorrow. But again, that will all make sense tomorrow. Love you guys, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this Community Day content. If you guys want to see more, make sure you guys subscribe so you can see more. I'm out. Later.